Welcome back to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is John.
My name is Dante.
The only Stache Club. I would like to make that very clear. The only Stache Club. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. The Bucks. Stache Bucks.
Yeah, they stole our flow.
They stole
our flow. Come on. We know what you're doing.
People are calling it gimmick infringement. I'm calling it flattery.
Yep, they should get our letter in the mail soon. Yep.
But welcome to episode 60. I always say I'm going to stop counting, but like it's hard to stop counting when it's something like 60.
60 is a big
like
one. That's a big number.
A nice round off, you know what I'm saying? What up? We have a lot to talk about, a lot to discuss. Been a weird morning. My shaver, it like ended up being like I was shaving my neck. I was lazy. My shit's all grown out. I'm looking all grubby.
I honestly noticed that. It's a little bit grown out.
You know, we're going through something. But
mine's grown out a little bit too. I need
but I went I went to shave my neck and like I got maybe like 1, 2 died.
No,
I was like, fuck.
That's the worst.
And it's like it's fine. It's fine if we had regular jobs, but it's like I'm on camera for stuff that's going to be on in a week or whatever. You know?
You have another razor or something.
I just plugged it in for like 5 minutes and just
went at it.
But it's been a weird start to a weird morning. I know you said you're sleepy.
I'm very sleepy.
We are struggling. I don't know what's happening.
I got a latte this morning. I can't tell you the last time I've had a latte.
I got a polar seltzer. I don't even like seltzer water, but it's like I'm doing.
I hate seltzer water.
I'm doing dry January.
You told me that.
Did I?
Last week you did, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I think off camera, I'm pretty sure you told me.
For the first week of it, I was like, I'm not gonna tell anybody. Like I'm gonna do this for me. I'm not gonna tell anybody.
The first thing you told me when I walked in last week.
And what was that like January? Was that January 3rd or some shit? 2nd? So let's see. It was the 4th. But anyway, so this like I'm telling all my friends like, doing dry January. So I'm just like I got like silly. Not that this is like a replacement for what I would usually have at 11:30 a.m.
Stuff that you wouldn't usually drink.
But I'm just like, I'm bored. Let's just get like some seltzers for the weekend or whatever. So
I'm not a big seltzer water guy. So
I don't like I don't like the spiciness of it or like the, you know what I'm saying?
Too spicy. Yeah, for sure. My mom loves seltzer water and so does my girlfriend, but I'm not a fan.
It's mainly just like hey, let's just
to change things up. Yes, spice it up a little bit.
Exactly.
Spice up your morning.
I want to preface this. I want to be very clear, though, that it sounds, after I said all that, it sounds like this is replacing what would be a beer right now. That's not the case.
Right now, we usually would be drinking Bud Light, but we're replacing it. We did do that at Lumber. Remember that one morning, me, you, and Johnny had those morning beers?
They're like the IPA.
Disgusting. They were so, I don't even think I finished it.
No, I had a couple of sips. Why do we do that?
We were joking about something. I think it was something that stemmed from me, and we were talking about something drinking all day, and then someone said we had beer in the fridge, and then they were like, do you want a beer? And I'm like, why would I? I was like, I shouldn't, but I was like, if I can, then you guys were like, I'll have one if you have one, and then I think that was it.
For some reason, I thought it was like a celebration.
There's no celebration.
We're just like, hey, people drink in the morning. We have beers. I think it might have been like a Friday, maybe. So I don't know.
I know we made a video out of it, a little short video, but throwback. Anyways,
normally before this podcast, Dante and I shotgun
take shots,
3 Miller Lights, and then we're like, all right, now we're all loose.
Time to turn the camera
on. This is a not wrestling related thing, but just 'cause it's kind of like an us thing. Billy Belichick, huh? You see that?
Yeah.
Gonski.
Expected.
Wow.
Expected.
Holy shit.
So I think that's actually why I couldn't go back to sleep this morning, because that was the first thing I saw when I woke up. I swear to God, I went on my phone, I went on Instagram, I clicked on my cousin's story, and it was a screenshot. It was like 5 minutes ago of the Belichick. How
you going to fall back asleep after that
jarring news? How am I going to fall back asleep?
Yeah,
I mean, I will say I have been advocating for this since probably halfway through the season. I just think it's one of those things where the guy is in his early 70s. At this point, he's 15 wins away from the most of all time. I think he's still a great coach, don't get me wrong, but I think he's kind of like clinging on to beating the record. And plus, he was the GM, and he's made a lot of questionable decisions there.
I can see him going somewhere else.
He's definitely going somewhere. Yeah, there's like 7 or 8 teams that have openings. So he's gonna keep coaching. I just think it's time to get some fresh faces in there. It's a new team now. change up the organization. Tom is gone, Bill's gone. Kind of time to clean sweep everything and see what you can do.
Yeah, I don't have anything too much in depth to say about it. More so, just
they have a press conference at 12.
I saw, him and Kraft.
Yeah.
I saw, mainly the reason I don't have too much in depth to say about it, but it is just like crazy. It's like he's been coaching there for 24 years.
That's like almost our entire
life. You could argue basically the entire time we've been like conscious.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was definitely interesting. And I've joked about in the past, like, fuck, because I'm not too invested in it, so I'll fly off with just like, fuck Tom Brady, because it's like, you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, shout out Bill. That's crazy.
I will say, so when Tom left, everyone was like, oh, like he was for his system, can't win on his own, whatever. Tom goes and wins on his own, proves he's the GOAT. Bill, listen, I'm not one to say you're not the greatest coach of all time. I think you are, but if you want to prove anyone wrong, go somewhere, win a championship.
That'd be fucking sick. That would be really cool.
I'm rooting for him.
Imagine, where's Jimmy G? Where's Jimmy G? See in
Las Vegas.
Is he a starting quarterback?
No, he's not. No, they benched him this year.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's gonna be
go wherever Jimmy G plays.
Or Jimmy G, or wherever you go, trade for Jimmy G, bring him with you.
And then fucking Bill and Jimmy G to the Super Bowl,
like the old days.
And they beat, and then Tom
comes out of retirement. They beat him.
If that happens, it's like oh, the NFL is scripted.
The NFL is scripted, yeah. But no, Bill, good luck to you. I hope you do win another championship somewhere to prove that you are the GOAT. And we'll see you on the other side
down the road. Yeah, I will be curious to see some highlights of the press conference.
I was watching. I put on ESPN this morning, and they already had the fucking tribute video showing. Yeah. They had these planned out for weeks. Probably.
Oh, God bless the Patriots or Kraft social media team, because the second this happened, they're probably TikToks.
Oh yeah, they've had all this shit made up. Yeah, they're gonna be busy the next few days.
When I was unemployed, I was like, the amount of times before Lumberland and after Lumberland during those unemployment stints, the amount of times I applied to be like a social media editor, whatever, for like Kraft Patriots group or whatever. Like,
I think I may have applied to a job or two.
I'm sure
I can
you
imagine. Did. Yeah. LinkedIn had all these openings.
But with that said, if you couldn't tell, it's gonna be a pretty lackadaisical
7
episode.
minutes and all Patriots. Never before.
You know, we're having fun.
Yeah, we're having a good time.
There should be one episode where we just like neglect to talk wrestling the entire time.
Don't even say
at the end, we're like, but it's like on a monumental day. So like at the end, we're like, oh fucking sorry. Also, The Rock beat Roman Reigns for the title. Sorry, we forgot to talk about that.
See you guys next week.
see you guys. We'll see if we can.
We'll talk more about it next week.
But you said you saw the Iron Claw.
I did.
Woo!
I did.
How good.
So the timing of it. So this is how I wanted everything to go last week. So we filmed last week, and I was going to go right to the theater right after. I was like, it's going to be perfect timed up. Didn't time it well at all. I had like an hour and a half in between, so I ended up going home for a little bit. I went. All right. So I go. I get my popcorn, my soda.
As you do.
I got a seat in the back. I have my pat, so I get the tickets the day before. I got it like earlier, so I got to pick my seat. Got it in the back. So it was like a smaller theater. So there was probably like 15 people in there. Okay. 15, 20 people. It wasn't packed. And so I knew of like the story to like an extent before going into it. So I wasn't like shocked, like, oh, this happened. So like, oh, I didn't know. Like, but I didn't know obviously the full details of things, like to a certain extent. First of all, the story is just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I mean, just when you think things are getting better, boom, something else happens. And it's just, I feel like the first half of the movie is like great. It's like a good story, family story, whatever. Kind of builds
like the
bond,
world, get you familiar with the world.
Boom, just fucking earth shattering, heartbreaking, just so sad. 2, the acting, Zac Efron and
Jeremy Allen White. Yeah, that's my goat.
He won an award, Golden Globe, was it?
For The Bear. Yeah.
He should win another one next
year. Shout out Io, too. Shout out Io, hometown. Io
really?
at a beery. Yeah, she's from Dorchester.
Oh, shout out to her. He deserves another one next year for the Iron Claw, and so does Zac Efron, man.
I think they'd be on the bill this year.
Really?
I could be wrong.
I don't know how that stuff works.
I think they would be, because the Oscars nominations are coming out for the Oscars in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Oscars aren't until, I only learned all this from my friend.
Okay.
Oscars aren't until like March or whatever, but again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he would be on the bill for this year. I don't know. I'm not sure.
If he's eligible, if he's able to win an award, they should win awards for this movie. If there is a chance, they should win something because they were both incredible. Everyone was incredible, but those two. And just like a true testament to how great the movie was and how sad it was, there were like 3 parts I can really remember that like really could make you like start crying.
Do you want to do a spoiler alert right now?
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
No, we don't have to. And I mean, the movie's been out.
Well, are you gonna spoil something?
I'm
what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Oh, no,
okay.
I thought you were gonna be like, spoiler.
No.
No spoilers. No spoilers. There was like 3 instances where like you could like cry. It was so powerful, whatever.
Yeah.
I could hear people in the theater sobbing.
Just like something would happen, and just like a.
Yeah, and you hear like people walking out. There's a couple walking out, and she was like, "I couldn't stop crying when this happened," and I'm like, when the movie ended, I sat there and I was like, "Damn."
Yeah. The part that, I mean, there's a lot of moments that almost got me, especially the ending, like the very ending with like the brother thing.
Got me.
The one that did it in for me, I'll do a spoiler alert. The movie's been out for a while, but
alert.
Spoiler.
Through it if you don't want to listen.
Yeah,
to
skip
it.
ahead a little bit. The part where, who was it? I think the middle. They're going to a funeral.
There's a lot of brothers.
Yeah, there's a lot of brothers. They're going to a funeral. I forget which one. And it's the second funeral. And the wife or the mom is in her room.
She couldn't put on the dress.
She couldn't put on the dress. And just like making excuses of like, no, I can't wear this one. I need another one. And just like trying to make excuses.
People are
just
gonna
like
remember
couldn't put it on.
I wore that one.
Oh my God, that fucking.
Even her, like the mother in some scenes, it was she didn't like a lot of lines or like a super prominent role, but in the scene she was in, it was like emotional scenes and like it. Just heartbreaking, dude, and like just the shit that family went through, and also not to mention they left out one other brother who committed suicide. So just add that on to it. Yeah, dude, super heavy movie. And one thing, and I'm very happy that this movie delivered and it's doing as well as it is because this movie is opening a lot of non-wrestling fans. Like they're opening their eyes to this stuff where it's like, listen, wrestling, I get it. There's people see it and they see theatrics, they see this and they have their opinion on it, right? I get that.
It's a tough barrier to entry if you didn't grow up on
exactly.
it. Exactly. Sure.
But I think this is really opening the door for people realizing that there's so much history in wrestling and there's so much more to it than the theatrics and like the in-ring stuff. And like Chavo Guerrero said that like he was approached about doing a Guerrero. Like imagine the Guerreros,
so
the Harts, the Unoa family, with The Rock, Roman, all of them. There's so many families that you can tell amazing stories just like the Von Erichs. Not to compare them, but like, you can really have people like open the door to this side of wrestling that people aren't familiar with. And I want
them all done by A24.
And I want them all done by A24. It was so beautifully done, so beautifully shot, directed, edited, all that stuff.
Did you catch MJF?
I was just about. I was like people because you were saying like, oh, like he's in there. He was in there, all right. Yeah, he's in there. You blink and you miss him.
Before I saw the movie,
because people were complaining like, oh, people like he didn't get a big enough role. Blah blah blah. He wasn't like one of the brothers. He was a guy that like because so many. I looked this up because so many family members were dying. They literally were giving people the Von Erich name.
So he was a kayfabe brother.
So he wasn't a real brother. Okay. He was just like in story brother because they were like, oh, hey, we have another one type of thing. So that's what it was.
Yeah. Before I saw it, I saw a bunch of stuff saying that like a lot of MJF stuff was cut.
Yes,
and then I was seeing like. Then there was stuff about like, well, a lot of his stuff is cut, so like he has a pretty minimal role in it, but like whatever. And then so I was still expecting like a little more, and I saw him just maybe run the ropes a couple times and flex.
He was getting excited,
And I was like, that's it. Like he didn't. I thought there was gonna be at least like one more scene with him or something. I feel
like because people were complaining about that, the wrestling fans were complaining about that, and two, the whole leaving, and the historians are talking about leaving out the other brother. What I read up on it was they didn't want to put in the other brother because one, it was already as sad as it was, and two, I'm pretty sure that he wasn't like he was the youngest brother, and I think he was already kind of like, he wasn't really as involved in wrestling as the other brothers were, so I don't think it would have really meshed in as well. And then
I heard this is kind of a joke, but I heard someone say, like, this might have been a Letterboxd review where they were like, it's crazy that they left out another brother to make this movie seem more like not realistic, but like make it more like, oh, like this actually, because if I think like the Letterboxd comment says something to the effect of like, if they put in what actually happened, people might have been like, no way something that tragic happened. Like, in reality, it did, but like I heard,
it's like, all right, this is too much. Like, you might be forcing a little bit. Also, the biggest like the worst thing I have to say about the movie, the most negative thing I have to say, the guy that played Ric Flair.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Not good. As soon as that came on and he started talking,
he wasn't great.
As soon as he came on, I was like, ooh, that doesn't really look like him. And as soon as he started talking, I was like, ooh, that doesn't really sound like him. I respect it, but
I'm giving him a little bit of the benefit of a doubt because I saw it with, like I said, I saw it with a buddy who's not a wrestling fan. If you're, what I'm kind of seeing is if you're not a wrestling fan but you know who Ric Flair is, I think they see that and they're like, it's a pretty good Ric Flair. Okay. I think if you're a wrestling fan, it's like that's not good. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, okay.
And I think there's a lot of like even like. If just the woo was better, his woo was even kind of, it was like a
something. It was off.
It was weird.
It was off. Yeah.
But also,
not everyone's gonna hit. Not every character is gonna be A+.
And I think prime Ric Flair too is also like a hard character to do, especially if it's not like if it's like a B-list character who would end up being. It's like, okay, they don't need like a Joaquin Phoenix.
One day
to play,
when they do a Ric Flair documentary, I'm sure they're gonna have
nail it with
a much better person playing him.
But I'm glad to hear you liked it.
I think I gave it 4.5 on Letterboxd.
I'm at admittedly, if I wasn't a wrestling fan, it probably would have been bumped down to a 4. But I was
wrestling
just like, I bumped it up and just like, fuck it,
for sure. I mean, how could we not? I was actually I've never watched it before. I want to watch The Wrestler with Mickey
I saw
Rourke.
you add that to your watch list. It's good, dude. It's really good.
I was this close to renting it last night, but it was 10:30. And
it's not streaming anywhere.
No,
damn.
It's like
you went all the way to Blockbuster to rent it.
I know. I had to go all the way to Oregon. It was crazy. I was this close to renting it, but it was like 10:30, and I was like, it's 2 hours. Like I'll be tired at the end. I think that's the next movie I'm gonna watch.
Love it. It's so.
I bet.
Good.
I hear it's great. So
I think it's I forget who it's like. I think it is like loosely based on like not based on but like inspired by Ric Flair. I think that's The Wrestler.
Interesting.
Who I'm not really sure, but
we'll do another review when I watch that.
If you haven't seen, every week is a weekly wrestling movie paper review, which is like
we still have to watch
a couple
that movie with John Morrison.
Sheiky, what the fuck was that called?
The Sheiky one with the Iron Sheik and
the Sheik. Was it something? Massacre?
I think it was something.
The
Sheik Massacre or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. We gotta figure out something to do with that. I forgot about that. Where are we going from here? We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot, but like not a lot to talk about. There's another point I want to bring up about the movie, but I don't know. But either way, quick little interjection here. I feel like we never get plugs off. Well, I shouldn't say that. We always get plugs off, but not all of them. Let me just hit you with a bunch. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, like, leave a comment, all of that stuff. It helps out. And this podcast, which YouTube, we love you to watch it on YouTube.
Yes.
If you really can't watch it on YouTube, we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts.
Yep.
We're on all that stuff. And if you're already listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, could you leave us a review? Could you leave us a rating? The reviews we got up there are already very, very, very nice. So if we could,
add
some more on there.
Add some more.
Bump us up in the charts. I have no idea where we're at on the charts or whatever.
Do we have a number?
No clue.
Well, it'll only go up. It'll only go up if you give us reviews.
Let's see if we can pull it up on Chartable. I know it's a whole thing. Yeah, there's like we can connect it to the Spotify. This is boring. We can connect to the Spotify thing. It's a whole thing that I can't figure out. Stache Club. Wrestling. I remember back in the day we were like number 1 in Finland for a minute.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was awesome. Here we go.
We're gonna be down here. This is definitely not an interesting thing. But if I can find it and I click on our name, it'll tell us like where we are. So this is United States. We're already in the 50s, but that's fine.
That's fine. We have a lot of room to grow.
You don't want to be in the top 10. That's the thing.
No,
there's a lot of. There we are.
There we are.
All right, number 79
we went
in the
down
United
a little
States.
Bit. Went down a
little bit. That's fine. We are number 7 in terms of wrestling podcast. Number 79 in the United States. Ooh, 107 in Great Britain. A lot of competition over there.
Yeah.
102 in Canada. Shout out Canada. 76 Australia and 100 in Germany. 141 ratings. Yeah, people are rating it. I tried thinking of a wrestling podcast better than this one, but anywho, that's all that. 6 stars.
Shout out to you guys.
I haven't seen a lot of these. Anyway, and we still got merch and stuff, but I figured we never talk about the audio only thing, so I just wanted to remind people, if you can't watch on YouTube, it's over there. Anyway, 20 minutes in, let's get into the show.
Yeah, let's talk about some wrestling.
I got the rundown of Friday Night SmackDown. I got the rundown of Raw here. I even got the rundown of Dynamite.
Ooh.
But I kind of want to jump around here and just talk about a bunch of different topics. The first one, which I'm seeing a lot of people, we've talked about this a lot before. I think we're on the same page. They're starting to announce people for the Royal Rumble.
Yes, they are.
And
2 weeks away.
Holy shit.
It's coming up.
Not to just say what everyone else is saying, but it's, I don't know. I hope they haven't announced too many people, but I remember it was either last year or the year before where they announced I don't know, fucking 25
you
people or whatever
you don't
it was.
It when you want to leave some surprises and stuff. Yeah, I also feel I think it's kind of lackluster the way that they announce it too, because it's just like a random tweet. It's like, oh, hey, by the way, Bailey and Becky Lynch are in the Royal Rumble and stuff.
A random tweet, or it'll be after a match, it'll be like, oh, and by the way, and a card.
I miss it when it was like the way CM Punk has done it and stuff like that, where it's he's in the ring and he announces it himself and stuff like that. Makes it feel more important, where it's Becky Lynch, someone that might even be the odds-on favorite to win it, just gets announced via tweet. I think they did this live show or something like that on Peacock, and maybe they did it then and then they tweeted it, but it's it's lackluster. Not everyone's going to be watching that, even if it was announced on there or not.
I remember they used to do the in the back they do the ball thing.
I remember it was
the lottery.
So admittedly, I've been watching some old Royal Rumbles on Peacock.
Oh yeah,
and they would do that during the pay-per-view, in backstage segments. They would do it, and they'd
who's
grab
next?
It.
And,
I miss
add
when
that
they did
back
that.
in or something like that.
I'm not as against them announcing people before 25. I think is too much. If they announce 20 of them, I'd be okay with it, because it's it leaves you 10. At the same time, it's and I think Triple H said this, maybe it was last year or the year before. It was talking about surprise and stuff, and he's I get the aspect of the Royal Rumble is the surprises, but you have so many talented people on the roster. It's you don't need to go out and bring people back to make the Royal Rumble good. So it's you have all these people. It's might as well announce them, because it's they're going to be there anyways. But I do agree that there should be a line where it's okay, announce the 20 obvious. Of course, Cody's going to be in it. Fucking CM Punk. We know that. But leave space to be have us wondering oh, maybe The Miz will be in it. Maybe The Miz won't be in it.
That's what I mean. It doesn't even need to be returning surprises. I just like to see oh, okay, thank God.
Oh, the good thing they didn't forget about him. Yeah. No, I agree. I do think that there should be at least one or two kind of surprises, just to keep the aura of the Royal Rumble alive, right? But you don't need to go crazy. But I agree. I do think that they do need to save some surprises. Yeah.
Speaking of that, I know we've talked a lot about the men's Rumble. Who are we thinking for the women's Rumble? I mean, because
I just said Becky Lynch is a favorite. I mean, you have to think. So I'm assuming Io and Rhea are both going to go into Mania as champs. That's what especially Rhea, at least.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You can we'll look at Io. You can do Bailey, Io.
Bailey would be a really good
have
one.
That. You could have, if you want to do Bianca, Io again, you could have Bianca winning. I know people might not be for that, but that could happen.
Is it too early?
Charlotte's out.
Is it too early for Jade Jade returns to
I
the
don't
Rumble
think
and
her
wins
first
it.
match should be, that would be sick.
I think you'd run the risk
If
of like
listen, WWE would have some big balls if they did that, because you're putting a whole lot of faith and stock in her.
I was gonna say I think you run
event.
I think you run the risk of like the casual viewer, which is 90% of the audience. Not to say that 90% of the audience doesn't know who Jade Cargill is, but there's a big chance that the more casual viewer isn't as familiar. So
as compared to like a Becky Lynch is a big drop off. And and with the wrestling aspect, she's training her ass off. And I'm not saying she's not going to be good when she comes in, but let's just say she does debut and she's not at the level that they expected her to be. Now you're in a corner of, well, this woman's in the main event of WrestleMania, and we kind of have to roll with this now.
She looks good though in the training videos I'm seeing.
I'm saying like I'm not the one saying that, but. All right, now let's look at the other half. Rhea, you could have Becky Lynch, like I mentioned. You could do you could not Nia Jax. They're building her up as a credible threat.
I think they're doing Nia. It seemed like they're doing Nia Rhea at the Rumble.
It seems like they're building up a feud there. Yeah, so maybe they'll have a match instead of her being in the Rumble. She's been out for a while, and I know people have been saying this for a little bit. Liv Morgan.
Be cool.
She's supposed to apparently come back soon.
How about Alexa? Is Alexa looking to return?
I don't know because she gave birth, so I don't know what the timeline of the recovery, or I shouldn't say recovery, but the
recovery. That's funny.
You know what I mean. I don't know what the timeline is for that, but a lot of people were speculating Liv Morgan. I mean, Kyrie could be a good one.
Io.
I think I'm down. I like that. Liv because her and Rhea were the last two last year. Liv is like she's won the world championship before, but like she's at like a fan favorite level now where like everyone loves her. She returns. That's a huge return. I think that would be a big moment. But yeah, there's definitely some options.
If I had to choose, I really like that Liv pick. If I had to choose now, I think I'd go Bayley. Also, because I think like Bayley deserves.
Bayley's never won the Rumble before.
She's never won the Rumble, but she deserves a big 2024. She's done some great work.
She's been back since 2022, and she hasn't like won anything.
That's what I mean. And she's a 4-horsewoman. She's one of the most talented on the roster.
She's turned into like that veteran, that like leader of this like younger group and stuff. Kind of taking a back seat. I guess backseat.
Yeah, kayfabe wise, especially.
Yeah.
So I think, and then that leads to. I mean, it's gonna be ever since the Damage Control cracks have been cracking. It's been like, when are they doing Bayley Io? When are they doing?
Mania could be the best time for it. Yeah, I think
would be nice for Dakota Kai to come back soon to kind of be involved. I mean, she's still like involved, but maybe get involved more physically.
She might return at the Rumble too. I don't know what the timeline.
I know she's still on a brace. I have no clue what her timeline's looking like.
Yeah, if I had to pick right now, I'd probably go Bayley or Becky, because I can see them doing Becky Rhea at Mania too.
Yeah, they are kind of building to it. I don't know if I love, and I'm a big Becky fan.
That's a big match, but.
It's just something about it doesn't excite me too much.
They need to have a big build up to that. Like if Becky wins the Rumble, I think that they'll do a great job at building that up to Mania, because that's like obviously Rhea's biggest threat since winning the championship by far. Yeah. So we'll see. They have options. Options.
What's nice is like, not to say the men's is predictable, but it's gonna be Cody or Punk. I think it's a pretty
unless they really throw
I would love it if it's
there.
Neither of them. Not that I think it'd be a good idea, but if it's neither of them, it'd be like whoa, like no way.
They could swerve us. I mean, there's a lot of options for the men's too. I mean, they don't have to. They could find a way to get Punk and Cody in their own respective main events without winning. Actually, no, because if you win the Rumble, you're kind of guaranteed the main event.
Yeah.
Although,
what excuse are you gonna make for
there? Yeah, I don't know.
I think maybe
it will be Punk. Maybe just play
maybe
it will be Punk or Cody.
Maybe just play the easy route and go Punk Cody.
I mean, we've said it. It's like sometimes the predictable thing like isn't the wrong thing. It's like Punk winning is. I think it's the perfect story, but we'll see.
What I was gonna say, I like that the women's is very unpredictable.
Yes.
Where the men's is a little bit. But We got some SmackDown stuff to go on. We got Kevin Owens beating Santos Escobar. Speaking of Royal Rumble, he will face the Maverick, Logan Paul, at the Royal Rumble for the U.S. title. That's Kevin Owens. Yeah, excited for that.
Yeah, that'll be a good match for Logan Paul, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
This will be a good, like, physical, hard-hitting match. Do you see the picture of Logan Paul? He got punched by Kevin Owens, and he got clocked.
Yeah.
He actually got a little bruise there. Yeah, I'm excited for this match. I think this will be a good first opponent for Logan. I think he'll win, but I think
crazy. This is his first title defense.
Yeah, and he's had the belt for 2 months almost. I think. Yeah, but yeah, no, I think this will be a great match. I'm excited for it. I think this was the right decision.
Yeah,
the right opponent for Logan Paul.
They have I like that they have good chemistry back and forth. Like it's like slight comedy, but also like KO can be serious. And I don't know, I'm excited. I think it's crazy to say that Logan Paul is probably gonna beat Kevin Owens. Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I don't think that they're gonna take the belt off of Logan that early. I think they're gonna keep riding it out a little bit.
Yeah, I would imagine he goes into Mania with it.
It's a safe assumption.
Makes a big spectacle of it.
Big entrance and stuff. Yeah, I mean, good promo for the WrestleMania too. Logan Paul defending the belt and stuff. I think it'll be a great match.
I think one of these, obviously he's a heel. I think one of these, I imagine he defends it at Royal Rumble. Hopefully he defends it once more before Mania. At least one more. Elimination Chamber or just on like
Elimination Chamber, I think, is too big of an event where they're going to load up that card.
because they are in Australia.
So I can imagine he'll defend it. Maybe, in an Elimination Chamber match? Oh, there you go. That's how you...
he's going to be sick in the Elimination Chamber
That's
match.
how they make up for the whole, like, only defending it once or twice thing. Give them 5 opponents for one. There it is. Yeah, that's 100% what will happen.
Well, so I guess I was going to say, one of these he needs to win clean. Elimination Chamber is going to be no DQ and you can be whatever. But, like, I think... I know he's a heel, but, like, I don't think he's going to beat Kevin Owens clean.
I can see him using brass knuckles or low blow, whatever.
I think maybe just get some sort of couple of clean pins or something in the chamber.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
So I think he needs a pretty not that he hasn't been solidified, but like kayfabe wise, it's like, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see him. I don't know. I think it'd be important for his reign to win.
I feel that. I agree.
Authors of Pain are back.
Yes, they are.
They're with Karrion Kross. They attack Street Profits and Bobby Lashley. They got the OG crew back. Don't give a shit. They're with Karrion Kross. Love the Authors of Pain. I love
they're badass.
What's the guy's name they're with?
I can't think of his name.
Authors of Pain.
You gotta say it, and I'm gonna be.
Paul Ellering.
I knew it was like an egg. Yeah.
Paul Ellering.
Yeah, he was he's
either way
old school. He's been around.
Love
forever.
him. I'm excited he's back. Like I said, you gotta do a lot more than that to get me to buy into Karrion Kross.
I think this is a great start, though.
I think it is.
I think this is exactly what they need to refresh Karrion Kross's character. I think this did 2 things. One, you add another stable.
And
Scarlett's there. I think you have this group now, this faction that you could work with. You got the Authors of Pain are sick. I mean, they're former tag team champions in NXT and on Raw.
I guess they've been like what it's been. I saw something. It's been 4 years. They've been hired. They've been on contract for 4 years and just been sitting on the bench or some
they
shit.
got released a few years ago when they were doing cuts and all that shit. And then they got re-signed like a while ago, and they haven't been doing anything.
Insane.
But 2, what they did here, and I think this is the direction they're going down. I think they're gonna be doing a face turn for Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. Which I think
it seems like it's already happening.
Is perfect because obviously with the Street Profits going to Bobby Lashley, it seemed like it was going to be like a heel faction. 1, no one wants to boo the Street Profits, and 2, honestly, I don't think people want to boo Bobby Lashley either, because he's like, everyone loves Bobby Lashley, and he's just like a veteran. Everyone likes him, so I think they're going to turn him into this face faction, and I think Authors of Pain returning against them kind of as a full-blown face turn, stuff like that. So I liked what they did here. We'll see if the Karrion Kross Authors of Pain group works. I have faith it will, but like you said, there's a lot of things that need to be done for Karrion Kross to be put back on that level. So
to what you said about the Street Profits, I like heel Street Profits so much. It's just a shame it didn't
ignite.
Click.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like, okay, it's not like it's cool. It's not really hitting, so might as well go the other direction. They were already getting cheered anyway when the Authors of Pain came out, so it's like might as well not force it the other way.
Yeah, I agree.
Banger of a match right in the middle of the show. Io Sky defends her title against Michin.
Yes.
Just a really good match. I am excited and pleased with Michin being presented like this. A couple of really huge spots and some near falls. And two things. One, excited that Io got like this big win in this competitive match. Like it adds to her reign. Michin, I'm hoping it seems like the AJ Styles group is kind of not.
I think that's disbanding a little bit. Yeah.
I don't give a shit about the Good Brothers. If Michin comes out of this and is like a competitive singles star, by all means, let's do that. I don't think she needs to be tied down in a group, especially like just seeing what she put on against Io. But fun match. Happy for both of them.
Yeah. You want to talk about underutilized? She definitely is.
She's definitely up there.
She just kind of got lost in the mix of people and stuff. And I think her separating from the OC and stuff like that is going to be the best thing for her.
Tyler Bate is Butch's mystery partner to defeat Pretty Deadly.
He's officially on SmackDown now.
So sick.
Yeah.
Really cool. Ever since, I've known of him for a while. I've caught a handful of his stuff at NXT. Obviously not the most avid NXT guy, but ever since the Iron Survivor Challenge, I was like, Tyler Bate needs to be fucking called up ASAP.
Yeah, dude, he's
and also him with Butch, which also, again, not to just repeat what everyone is saying. It's over for Butch. Let's go with Pete Dunne's time.
Pete Dunne.
We need
let's get that name.
That man in the ring is Pete Dunne.
Hopefully Tyler Bate being there now is kind of like him, like, hey, you're not Butch. You're not, remember who you really are.
Because they obviously have a lot of history between each other. So I also love Pretty Deadly. Obviously, the heel team, they're going to take the loss here, especially against returning Tyler Bate.
But I love it. WWE is getting all these NXT UK guys are finally coming onto the main roster. You got Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, Gunther's on there. You got Ilya eventually is going to make his way. Oh, I love it. I love it.
And to round out SmackDown, we got AJ Styles versus Randy Orton versus LA Knight, ending in a no contest.
They did it.
I know. I'm surprised.
I can't believe they did it.
For what's worth, really solid triple threat.
It was
in
a
general.
really good match.
I mean, come on. How are you not going to do a phenomenal forearm into an RKO? Obviously,
it's right. It's given.
LA Knight gets busted open, and then they worked on it. AJ kind of worked the wound, which is surprising, and that sparked a lot of discussion of like, oh, we saw blood on WWE TV, and they worked it and didn't try to cover up. And are we gonna see more? And
blood is back, baby.
I think it really
Next
worked
week, first blood match. LA Knight, AJ Styles.
I think it really worked for. I think the match and also LA Knight. I don't know. I think it worked.
It's perfect
it worked
that
so
it happened
well.
to LA Knight.
Me too.
I think he's the one that kind of makes him look a little bit more badass. And
He
stuff
needs
like he
that.
Can take it.
He needs that grittiness factor that I think he tries to tap into, but it doesn't really get all the way there. And I think like that, like getting busted open and having those images now of him bleeding, I think is really, really helpful to his presentation. But then Jimmy and Solo interfere. They cause a no contest, blah, blah, blah. Nick Aldis, which I like the way they did this, but I couldn't help. So Nick Aldis informs Paul Heyman that Roman Reigns will defend his title at the Royal Rumble in a fatal 4-way match against those 3 men in the ring they just beat down. Obviously, I mean, we've been to live shows. Sometimes when there's a commercial break, they do something just for the audience, whatever. When this was happening, because Nick Aldis just like ringside, just to the camera, no microphones,
no mic, nothing.
just said to Paul Heyman, "Hey, it's gonna be."
Roman didn't even know. Roman still celebrating in the ring.
I couldn't stop thinking about like the live crowd being there And the live crowd didn't even know. Like that could have been like I'm not saying it was a wrong thing to do, but it was interesting to be like, imagine being there and just like, hey, I wonder what Nick Aldis said. I wonder
What'd you say?
What? A fatal what way?
At where?
Yeah, we can't hear. Get on mic.
I get what you're saying, but I also think that the whole idea of it and the way they did it adds a little bit more legitimacy.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I just
think it's funny.
Something like that is definitely meant more for the television audiences and stuff. So,
and I imagine once they went off the air, they probably did something for the live crowd.
So did you see the video package? The video that they put out?
I saw the video, but like I imagine they even did something. Yeah.
I tweeted this weeks ago when they were like when they were in the shuffle of like the fucking like is it gonna be LA Knight rant? I was like, they're not gonna do it. Fuck it, Fatal 4-Way. No,
I'm really
there's
surprised.
never a bad Fatal 4-Way, and I can't believe they actually. I was so convinced it was gonna be Randy Roman. I was just convinced and they'd do like AJ LA Knight in the Rumble, whatever. This is perfect because a few things they accomplished here. One, the ending to the match was great, but the ending to it with the Roman coming out and like obviously Jimmy and Solo there, and they beat the shit out of it.
Even just like Roman's music hitting and all the men in the ring looking, it's just like it was just a very just, like
shit was about to go down.
Oh shit, he's here.
Yeah,
like people are calling it like final boss.
Yeah,
like
no, that's the aura. That's the Roman Reigns that we need to see whenever he's on TV, and that needs to be more. That's what we need to see because one, they made him look. Which honestly, I haven't felt like he looked this legit in a long time. Honestly, it just felt like that, like you said, like he's here, shit's about to hit the fan. Like, oh my god, everyone was looking at him. And two, the Fatal 4-Way match. Now I'm not getting off the whole like it's still gonna be Roman in the main event of Mania. I still believe that. But
I know people are saying he's gonna lose it at Rumble.
Listen, you ain't ending a 1,300 day reign at the Royal Rumble, and two, because people are saying too, like, oh well, he doesn't have to get pinned. That would be a fucking disgrace if that reign ended like that.
I've seen talk about like it's perfect. Roman's gonna lose the belt. He won't get pinned. Randy Orton's gonna win it at the Rumble, and then they can do Randy Cody
and then Rock Roman. Yeah, like I do think the match adds a little bit more like of that. Oh, someone else could win. I do still think Roman's gonna win, but I'm happy that they're doing the Fatal 4-Way because. What I saw someone tweet out the like a bunch of match cards of Roman and like multi-men match, all bangers.
Yeah.
And like Fatal 4-Way matches at a Big 4 pay-per-view, they always are gonna hit. Like these four guys, it's
because Roman can kind of hide. Kidding.
Everyone can hide in this match if they need to, but this match is gonna kick ass. I'm so excited for it. So excited.
And what I like about it too is like it's all four men need to be on this pay-per-view.
Yep.
If Randy, LA Knight, and AJ Styles were all in the Rumble, which not to say that this is like doesn't happen, but like you see them in the Rumble, it's cool. They're not winning it.
Right.
So it's like get them on the card, still get them in a really big match because they're three of your top guys that you have on full time. And it's a way to just not just shoehorn them into the Rumble and just be like, whatever. But you get them on the card in a important match.
And then also, like I mentioned, the video that they put out afterwards when like Roman went backstage and like Paul told him it and stuff. Like seeing that like reaction from Roman, like again, like that's what we need. And I'm hoping and I'm assuming that's like this is the type of Roman we're going to see up until Mania, which is desperately needed. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
He did. I didn't write it down, but at the beginning of the show, when the car rolls up, I forget what happened.
Oh, but they brought up The Rock.
Brought up The Rock. He just kind of laughed it off. And that was it. That was of the whole night. That was it. You know.
I will say, too, if they close the event with this match, not a Royal Rumble match, the Fatal 4 match, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm going to be awfully nervous that when Roman's holding up the belt at the end.
Rock's got to come out.
The Rock's going to. I'm very nervous that that's what's going to happen.
Or
and then if that happened, I don't fucking know. I don't know what the hell is gonna happen.
I mean that, or how come no one's talking about The Rock entering number 30? I haven't seen anyone bringing that up.
That's very possible.
You know, Cody. Imagine
the final three.
Cody and Punk. are duking it out. One of them is gonna maybe even throw Gunther in there, but let's just say Cody Punk. Cody Punk are duking it out. One of them is gonna finish their story or live their dreams or whatever. Number 30. If you smell hits, The Rock comes out and tosses them both out.
Immediately
tosses them
they're
both
like they're
out.
like over the ropes, like hanging over. He just runs in and flips them over. Runs in the mat for 2 seconds.
In just a quick flip. He's still like he's not even like in his ring gear. He's like in like his
he's in Project Rock gear and stuff. Promo
like,
with his tequila in his hand.
Flips him over and just
oh man,
hell yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Hell yeah.
I do the whole him entering 30. You put that in my head. All that extra shit, maybe not, but yeah. This event is going to be very a lot of crazy things could happen.
January 27th, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks from Saturday.
I was gonna say it's a Saturday. Are they just doing all Saturday pay-per-views nowadays?
Yeah,
which is cool.
Unless I think NXT might do Sunday ones still. Some of them. I think it depends on like the scheduling and stuff like that. But yeah, I think mostly Saturdays now. I love Saturday pay-per-views.
Yeah,
so much better than.
I don't even care
anymore.
For
us, it doesn't matter. I guess like years ago it mattered.
But to be honest, now maybe selfishly, I think I'd prefer when we had 9 to 5s. I was like Saturday, but like
Sunday's kind of better because like we go out, we can go.
As
out
I mean, I'd like to see
miss
friends on Saturday, night, which is like
go back to Sundays.
Go back to Sundays, please.
For us.
Now that selfishly we can. Monday Night Raw, some stuff happened. Drew and Punk. Little promo. Drew is kind of doing his ranting and complaining. Kind of name drops Punk. Punk's music hits, and he's like, "Well, I might as well come out here." Drew runs down Punk about leaving for 9 years and coming back and getting an undeserved hero's welcome. Punk makes a reference to Straight Edge Society. There's a lot here that
we'll shave your head. We can,
You can join right now. Punk says Drew followed his lead leaving, so Punk has no problem following Drew's lead and coming back, in reference to came back, you left, rebuilt yourself, came back, main evented, won a title. That's what Punk wants to do. A couple of quotes here. Punk says, "When pushed, I'm Satan." Here he's they're talking about demons.
Yeah, he was saying he was a demon or something.
And he's like I'm not a demon. I'm not a demon. When pushed, I'm Satan himself.
Love it.
I'm gonna walk away before I knock your teeth down your throat. And he says, you can't stop me from winning the Rumble. So and so can't stop me from winning the Rumble. Cody can't stop me from winning the Royal Rumble.
Should have said Dwayne.
Dwayne can't stop me. And then kind of he leaves, and Punk says he'll do Drew a favor and eliminate him last. So also Drew, I guess Drew's in the Rumble.
Yeah.
But yeah, interesting. I like this. I mean, we've never Punk and Drew McIntyre is a new something we've never seen.
Fresh feud. Yeah.
So if that leads us through the Rumble and maybe whatever. I don't know, something to do with Elimination Chamber. I don't know. There's a couple of Punk feuds we can touch on before really getting into, I guess, like the main event of Mania. It is coming up though.
It is.
But yeah, this was really cool. This was.
I thought it was a really solid heel promo from Drew. I
Drew
think he held his
stepping up.
I liked. It was funny, like when CM Punk came out and Drew was talking, CM Punk like went up against the ropes and like was lying. Yeah, on it. And then when Punk started talking, Drew did it. I was like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Drew's really improving on the mic, which
he's embracing the heel role, which I'm happy because we've been saying for a while that he needs a change in character, and this is definitely what was needed for him.
It was also like which we have to get used to. Not every Punk promo is going to be like
a pipe bomb.
And
we said the same thing with MJF.
A pipe bomb sort of shoot thing. There is a lot of room for these just like kayfabe in story against an opponent, like story. Because I think like after I was like, it was a really, really good promo, but I was like, he didn't say anything spicy. But then it was like, well, why would he? Why would he say something spicy?
Yeah, it's like we always like are hoping and maybe expecting a little jab, but that doesn't have to be in. Doesn't need a jab.
Yeah, don't need it. Especially, I mean, we'll talk about later. We'll talk about what I don't even really want to talk about that much, but what's going on with Twitter. With
Yeah.
But Ciampa defeats Finn Balor, earns DIY a tag title shot. I believe that's happening this coming week.
I think next week.
Gargano and Priest got into it ringside. Gargano ends up pulling Finn's foot and whatever, helping Ciampa. Ciampa gets the dub. DIY versus Judgment Day next week.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great.
I'd imagine Judgment. I can't see a reason for DIY winning them next week.
No.
But it'll be a cool match.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for WWE to fucking do something about the tag belts. Because all I've been hearing for weeks, for months, that they're splitting these damn things, and they haven't done shit yet.
Kind of seems like they don't even exist anymore.
To be honest with you, for sure.
Kofi versus Ludwig Kaiser, fun.
Yeah,
and ends in a double count out.
This was a good match.
Ludwig comes out with an intensity. He wants revenge for his partner Giovanni Vinci. The injury last week kind of ended the match. They got into it. Ludwig was really brutal the whole time. They brawled into what ended up being a referee and producer pull apart. Ludwig hits Kofi with an announcer's chair, drop kicks him against the steel steps, and really just kind of, it was a really cool presentation for Ludwig after, like, you know, Gunther's not there. His partner Giovanni, who they've been having ups and downs. At the end of the day, he's still his tag partner. He gets taken out. A nice, like, revenge, like, you know, back against the wall, showing his teeth, kind of sort of thing for Ludwig.
You're seeing a more dangerous side to Ludwig.
Yeah,
a side you've never seen before, and I think it's a good touch for him because Because to me, it's like you see Imperium, obviously Gunther is the leader, and then have Ludwig and Vinci. With any tag team, it's like there's always going to be that one guy that's going to, like, when they disband, that's going to be better. I think Ludwig is being presented, and, like, as that guy that's going to be, like, the guy that'll go have a singles run or something. And I think he's, you know, maybe you're playing the seeds for that, but he showed a good side to him there. I liked it.
The KCs keep their titles against Green and Niven. This was just a needed solidifying win for the KCs. I like this ending where Katana pulled Carter out of the way. So then Piper Niven's Vader bomb ends up landing on her own teammate Chelsea Green, and then Caden Carter and Katana Chance kind of clean up from there. But sick, not like not the match of the night or nothing, but just like a solid, like, word. The women's titles are getting a spot, and KCs are winning it, and I'm hoping to move on past Green and Niven at this point. But
cool. We need some new challengers in there.
Yeah. This was solid. Solid KCs. Mm-hmm. I mean, highlight of the week. I'd even say our Truth video package. It's the best thing WWE has ever edited. And it was like, first of all, it was very, very funny. But what I find sometimes with things like this, when, like, WWE tries to be, like, intentionally funny in their, like, edits or whatever, it comes off as, like, outdated or corny. They hired some Gen Z kid to edit this. This is
perfect.
This was like, it was like, the editing in the Photoshop was like, it's like that balance of, like, it's crudely done on purpose, but it's not so crudely done where it's, like, corny.
Right.
Like I said, the only way I can explain it is just, like, some God bless whatever Gen Z intern edited this, because they
got a job now. They got a full-time job now.
This was so good. Him just being, like, stupidly Photoshopped, like, in the ring during like, you know, Rhea's win, he's photoshopped in there. Damien's cash,
like the fireworks are going off, and he's like, "What?" Yeah, he what was it? At the end, he goes, and just like we always say in the Judgment Day, live.
Yeah, that was
laugh,
crazy. Like,
love.
What, dude?
I thought that was so funny.
They got a T-shirt with it now. They got a T-shirt with it now.
And R-Truth. I'm telling you, dude, this is like a 2.0 of Sami Zayn joining the Bloodline. Just R-Truth being injected into the Judgment Day and just, like, throwing things in a loop. I think it's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, you know, we keep on saying the same thing, but it's really adding some new life. I don't even know if new life. It's not like the Judgment Day. We're down, but, like, it's a refreshing, I think, is a better word. And I also like the Miz, which the Miz ends up going on to defeat JD McDonough with, like, Dom and R-Truth by ringside the whole time. But I like everything about this. I like the Miz being involved. The Miz being with R-Truth is, like, pushing the Miz's babyface turn, and R-Truth has someone to bounce off of. It keeps Miz and Judgment Day relevant. It keeps R-Truth relevant at fucking, what is he, in his late 50s, I think is what we looked up last week.
Who?
R-Truth.
Is he in his late 50s?
I think isn't he, like,
maybe early, if he's late 50s.
Maybe early 50s, 51. That's what I was thinking,
I was going to say.
Hey, I believe it.
Yeah,
I mean, believe it.
R-Truth is really one of the most like unsung MVPs in WWE. Like you can him being back, you can tell just like how much better the product is with him around. Like he was so desperately missed for a year when he was gone,
and how much fun you can tell how much fun he's having.
Dude. I saw this TikTok. It was him and Jey Uso, and it was like a question thing. It was like who's the messiest in the locker room, who's the funniest, or whatever, and just like hearing him talk and just like he's so unintentionally funny, like like Jey Uso's like cracking up at like what he's just like answering the question or whatever. He just seems like a great guy to have around the locker room.
He said some sort of cheeky answer. I forget what he said. It was something that made like Jay kind of go like, ugh. Forget what it was. Oh well,
I forget.
Moving on from that, Jinder Mahal. He's still. I didn't think we were gonna see him again.
He ain't going away.
Usual Seth promo. Jinder comes in and just, kind of runs down all this stuff of like, I deserve this, I deserve that, blah, blah, blah. I'm Jinder Mahal, blah, blah, blah. And then Seth at the end was just kind of like, hey, you're right. See you next week for a title shot.
Yeah,
Gives him a title shot.
He was like, hit me, like telling him to hit him and stuff like that. Yeah.
So it's, cool, whatever. Just a Monday Night Raw title shot. Love those. It'll be the main event. Solid. Blah blah blah. And I guess we have to mention it.
Yeah.
It's I'm not taking this. It's weird. Some people are like, Tony Khan started tweeting. My note here is TKB tweeting.
Yeah, he was like comparing like.
He was like
people saying like people aren't enraged with Jinder getting a title shot, but are mad that Hook's getting a title shot or something like that.
It started with like the USA account, like
the USA Network.
account, the United States of America account.
Joe Biden tweeted.
Yeah. Hey TK, what do you think of Jinder Mahal getting?
No, it was like because they said it was like with the cage match,
some shit like that.
Because he said that at a interview thing a week ago or whatever,
and that fucking got him. And he was basically just like you said, it was like he was like, how does it make sense for Jinder Mahal to Jinder Mahal hasn't won a match in however long and he gets a title shot, but us, we get criticized because Hook has won X amount of matches and deserves a title shot, and people are like, what the heck? And I think there's some other stuff. I feel bad that out of all of it, I feel bad for the wrestlers that caught. I mean, obviously, like Jinder didn't deserve.
He was like trending on Twitter all day yesterday.
Well, now he's like, which I saw a lot of this, is now he's like the internet wrestling community, like indie darling again. Yeah, so now Seth. I think I saw his tweet too. That was like Seth is like finally an opponent where people only want me to win, and then like Tony Khan all of a sudden makes Jinder Mahal like the biggest babyface in the company.
Imagine he comes out next week and just gets like the biggest reaction.
It's another one of those conversations where it's like
how will this carry over on TV?
It's like the Twitter wrestling fan base versus who's actually in the arena.
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt if he gets like a little bit of. I think he'll get some love.
Yeah. So I put out a
and
tweet.
Also, sorry, I just wanted, and also Hook is the other wrestler. I wish unnecessarily just caught a stray, and now Hook is like getting shit, and Hook is just like. What did I do?
Yeah. So I put out a tweet, and I think people kind of misinterpreted what I was trying to say. He put this out, and I said Tony Khan should probably get off Twitter for a little bit.
You should get off Twitter.
Me saying that isn't me disagreeing or agreeing with Tony Khan saying. I'm not disagreeing with him because I do think that there is like maybe a little bit of discourse where it's like, yeah, maybe like, they are fairly uncomparing, whatever. Like, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with what he's saying, but it's just, to me, it's like unnecessary to say something like that. And it's not like Triple H was saying anything. It's like the USA Network account. So it's like, I think it's just like, you can kind of ignore
it's a little unprofessional. Yeah, at the end of the day.
But like,
is it hilarious? Absolutely.
It is hilarious, and I think I love it. I think I like these little things are funny. Like, it's kind of like in the sake of good competition, whatever. But it's like, I don't know. Sometimes like you just don't have to say anything. That's all.
Yeah, I think
some people were really misinterpreting what I was trying to get across, which I get. But like,
I think I not to just a lot of times we get into like my tweet said this, my tweet said this, but I think I put out a tweet that was like wrestling is just better without Twitter. But
I did see you put
my
that
amendment was didn't say it was funnier.
Yeah,
because it's like
it is.
like at the end of the day, it's like watching wrestling without just seeing like a Tony Khan's yelling about Jinder Mahal is like objectively more enjoyable, but seeing all the memes and also just like in general it's just funny that Tony Khan is just like taking like it's like I think a lot of people are taking it too seriously, where at the end of the day it's just like I think not to speak for you, but it seems like both of our takes are a little bit just like I don't know if you need to do that. Pretty funny, but like I don't
you
care.
Can do whatever
it's
the fuck. It's your Twitter account. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but like do whatever you want. It is funny. I would say this, and I would say the same exact shit. I would put out the same tweet because people are like, oh, like you don't like AEW. I would put the same shit out if Triple H was doing the same thing. So don't think I'm doing just Tony.
Imagine
Khan.
Triple H,
but Triple H doesn't. So
imagine Triple H like quote tweet a Dynamite card where it's like he's like. Why does Hook deserve to...
Who the heck is this Hook guy? Is this Captain Hook? Yeah.
I love Samoa Joe, though. I see you, Samoa Joe.
I'll see you back in the company here.
Oh, man.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that needs to be taken that seriously. Funny, though. And
it is funny.
When, just kind of whatever, who cares? Ivar, or have you got kind of shit for it on the last video. Ivar.
Oh, sorry.
Defeats Otis. And just another, not as good as the... I was going to say, not as good as the Bronson Reed match, but still another just like...
Two big men. Two beefy big boys.
And this was cool.
Just beating the shit out of each other.
And like I said, Ivar got the win. Chad Gable wasn't out with Alpha Academy.
Yep.
Which I don't think that's anything to read into. But, Alpha Academy is just kind of... We're just kind of floating.
We're
floating, but we're putting on fun, big, meaty matches.
Unless
so
they spark things up, I unfortunately... Right now, it seems like we're past the point of Chad Gable and Gunther, unless they spark things up again. But right now, it seems like
I think we can circle back to it.
We definitely could.
I think especially if Chad Gable is off TV, which I don't know if him not being with Alpha Academy last week was just like a
thing
or just maybe he had the day off. Who knows?
Could've.
But
you can do that.
I kind of wouldn't mind if Chad's off TV for a little bit and like Gunther's got the title and like I would rather Chad just not be in Alpha Academy anymore. I like Alpha Academy for what it is. I just don't think Chad needs it because I want Chad to be like a serious like wrestler. Fucking
Chad like shows up in a few weeks and he has like a beard.
Yeah,
longer hair and stuff like that. He's like,
shows little grit.
I can't sleep at night without the Intercontinental Championship.
Cody Rhodes defeats Shinsuke Nakamura in what felt like a pay-per-view level match. So I like I think because there's such a big gap between the Rumble and like the last pay-per-view, is they've done it for like the past 2 or 3 weeks. So they're putting on a good show. They're putting on like what would have been, because there's no pay-per-view. It wasn't a pay-per-view to do another Cody and Nakamura because they're not going to do it at the Rumble.
Yep.
So it's like let's just
both
make
guys are in the Rumble.
Right. Let's just make a pay-per-view level match. After brawling backstage, it turned into an official street fight. Fun. They're whacking each other with kendo sticks and chairs. Blah blah blah. Shinsuke misses the red mist and hits the timekeeper. And Cody kind of stops the match and checks like, "You okay?" Cody just like hero Cody, classic Cody.
That's my superhero right there.
And then Cody puts Shinsuke through a table, hits him with the crossroads, bing bang boom. Cody beats Nakamura. Seems like they're moving on. That's a fine end to that story. Boom. I think it worked.
The only
next one.
The only thing that was missing, is after the match, I so badly wanted him to grab the mic and be like, and now I can go to the Rumble and finish my story. And Punk isn't getting in my way, neither is Dwayne. I want it so bad.
Dwayne.
Everyone needs to mention Dwayne.
It is funny that not a damn person has mentioned The Rock.
Not a single.
Punk hasn't said anything. Cody hasn't said anything. Roman didn't really say anything.
No.
But
maybe
they're building. They're building.
Week.
Also, did you see? I kind of just have this in here, but you see the clip of, not to just brush over, because it's a good match that deserved the time, but not much to say about it other than it's like really good. Yep. I hope Nakamura is still in like this like position he's in. And it was good. It's
Absolutely.
over. The story's over, I think.
Cody's story is it. That's it.
But did you see the clip of like the guy Some guy brought a sign that asked Cody to be his best man,
and he's like, "Are you a felon? Do you have any felonies or anything like that?"
And there was a video which he agreed to it like in the crowd or whatever. And then there was a video that Cody put out that was like, he was like, "Yup, I said yes. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how, but I'm gonna." So, here it is. He's like, "Yup, I'm the best man."
He was like, "When is it? Is it during the week?
Oh, that's
he Saturday or something like that." Yeah,
he's like, "I can't do it on a weekday, but Saturday." He's like, "Saturday I can do it." The guy said March 24th. Oh no, he said, "Is there any way you can make it a weekday?"
Yes,
I will indeed be your best man. Fucking what, dude? That's crazy. Why did he say yes to this?
I was thinking that. I was like, what if he just said yes to like a serial killer or something like that? Like, you don't know these people.
That'll be awesome.
I mean, it's just good guy Cody. He's gonna be the best looking guy there. The groom is gonna be stood up by Cody.
I doubt it comes to fruition, but if it does,
maybe it's like no, I think it does. Cody's too good of a guy. Are you kidding me? And then the lines Roman's gonna be like, it's like, "You're too busy being the best man for a random fan or whatever instead of focusing on me." Yeah, it's good guy Cody. That's it. Good guy.
We got some Dynamite to chat about. Dynamite took place last night on a Wednesday.
Back home.
As usual at Daly's place. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I either didn't realize or I forgot that Daly's place is outside. Because they were like, which I think it's in Florida, isn't it? Daly's place in Florida? Yep. The commentators were like, "See everyone ringside and they all got their jackets on?" And I was like, "Why?" And I was like, "Oh, they're outside. And it's in January." So like the audience is sitting there freezing. And like, granted, it's Florida, so it probably wasn't like too bad.
Yeah, but still, like nighttime, you still got to bundle up.
Nighttime in January, they were
that's so
the whole night. Everyone was just freezing, and also the wrestler. I didn't even think until now, like the wrestlers. Wrestlers must have been cold.
Yeah,
let's look at Daly's place. Daly's Place Arena. I want to see if the top is just fucking open. Or can it? Why didn't they close the? Oh, it's all like, oh yeah, it's open on like the side
but
here.
But it's not. Yeah, there's like a roof.
Oh,
yeah, it's weird.
Daly's Place is strange. What usually? Is it just like a music venue? What goes on at Daly's Place? Is it like anyone's hockey? Arena? Oh, is it the Mavs? Or what is this?
No.
Oh, I was like,
that's Texas.
I was like, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. We're in Florida. Is it Jacksonville?
Damn, I don't know. Oh, that's good. Sally's Place. Let's see. Daly's Place Arena. It's in Jacksonville.
Down. Yeah.
Oh, the Jaguars play there.
Oh, of course, naturally. Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
I would imagine
probably like a minor league.
Yeah, probably.
Minor league thing. Anyway, but let me. I didn't make notes for this. I'm on Bleach Report. Shout Bleach Report. Hangman and Claudio. This was Dynamite Homecoming. Banger of an opener. Love this. Hangman won, which I think was the right call. Hangman's back. He's got a mustache.
Yes, he does have a mustache. Another guy stealing our look.
I know.
But it's okay.
And, he seems like he's getting but he's... Adam Page is solidified, especially right now in the main event picture. So I like this win against Claudio. I'm also hoping let's get some Blackpool Combat Club rejuvenation.
Yeah,
I heard a rumor that I think John Moxley was saying he wants to add. There's a women's wrestler in New Japan that he was saying like yeah, she'd be a good fit for Blackpool. I think that'd be like, just add a woman into it, add some members, maybe get a manager. I don't know. I just love Blackpool Combat Club so much.
I do too. Yeah, they need to utilize them more. Take advantage of it. It's a great group.
Let's see. 8-man tag match was cool. This was just kind of for
a lot of people in here.
Which I think they kind of presented this as like a Brody King tribute, especially with the good guys over there. So I did like the they did a little video package before. I really liked the Brody King tribute, and also like this, the good guys won with OC and Dustin and Adam and Preston. Yeah, this was solid for what it was. I think the good guys won, right? Yeah, good guys won. Kind of weird just to see Adam Copeland just thrown into like a random,
he definitely seemed like one guy doesn't belong here type of thing, and it would be him. But hey, I mean, for someone like him, like he gets to face all these new guys and stuff like that. That's kind of the whole point of him going to AEW.
They got to put him on the card. They got to put him on the card.
To put him on the card.
I'm kind of just going through this. There's more topics I want to talk about than some other ones. Samoa Joe.
Yes, I did.
He comes out, little in-ring promo showing. It's like he looks damn good with that belt. Looks damn good with the belt. Hook comes out, or I forget who came out first. Hangman comes out. Hangman and Swerve came out. I think Swerve came out first. Swerve comes out first. Sorry. Swerve comes out, just like, dude, puffing out his chest. Next challenger. That's who I want next. Yeah. I want Swerve next.
He's winning the championship this year.
I think so.
I don't know what order it's in, but he's winning the championship this year.
Comes out in this huge coat and whatever. He's running them down.
Star.
Hangman Page comes out, continuing this story with Swerve, but also Hangman's like, you distracted me from what I want. I want this title and blah, blah, blah. That's sick. Those two leave. Hook comes out. They did like they put like Hook's logo up as if it was like the Batman logo. Hook comes out. Boom. Face to face with Joe. I want that title. He's gonna lose, I know, but I fucking love Hook. And I love that he's getting a title shot. I saw a lot of conversation about this where it's like, this is not do or die, but this is a huge opportunity for him.
Oh yeah, big time.
I mean, like,
a lot of eyes will be on him.
I think if he puts on a really good showing and shows like, I can hold my own in a title match in a main event against Samoa Joe or whatever, it's gonna be huge for him. Obviously, he's gonna lose, but man, am I excited!
Yeah,
for him.
This is the biggest match of his career.
I would say
1,000%.
I would say so. Blah, blah, blah. Some Revolution stuff. I mainly just want to get to the Sting stuff as well. Sammy Guevara and Ricky Starks. This is controversial all around here. Sammy Guevara beats Ricky. I get it. Sammy Guevara is back. A lot of people have a problem with this. Sammy's back. I like Sammy. I think he's very talented. He's in the same class as like Ricky and Daniel Garcia and MJF and all like the pillars and the young guys and whatever. But Ricky's one half of the world tag team champions.
I forget that him and Big Bill are the champs.
I know. I think because I think they get presented more on Collision.
Yeah.
But really good match. I wish Ricky won.
Would make more sense.
Yeah.
If Ricky won.
Big Bill came out, and then Jericho came out, and that was a whole thing. Didn't love this. I would have much rather just Ricky
think
get the
this
dub.
match would be a lot. That type of match has potential to be a really, really good match between the two, and I feel like they could deliver at like a pay-per-view or something like that.
Guevara and Ricky.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. It's just the tag titles that I'm just like, I wish they, I don't know.
No, I agree. Well, it seems like they're going to do Big Bill and Ricky against Sammy and Jericho.
Yeah, it seems like they're leading up to. I hope La Sex Gods, as they are called. I hope Ricky. I want Ricky and Bill because I don't want them to win it. I like Ricky having gold, but I'm not too invested in Ricky and Bill. Have Ricky and Bill retain, move on to like facing a legit team and then take the titles off them. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that.
I think Ricky's just way more of a single star to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, he has gold, but for the wrong reasons.
This match was fun. Anna Jay, Chris Statlander, and Willow Nightingale and Thunder Rosa defeat Sky Blue, Saraya, Ruby Soho, and Julia Hart. This was cool. It had a lot of moments of just like two of them in the middle of the ring. They get tagged. Those moments like you get tagged in. It's like, they're up against each other. Yeah. They did that with Julia Hart and Anna Jay. They did it with Thunder Rosa and I think they did it with Thunder Rosa and Julia too. This is cool. Just a really nice showcase of the women's division. Bada bing, bada boom. Tony book 'em more. Even Saraya. Saraya looked good.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa back and because she was gone for a long time.
I feel like her return, unless I'm missing something,
super underwhelming.
Well, I wouldn't even say underwhelming. Cause I don't even think it was like a return. I guess you can say underwhelming, but I think I thought they were gonna hype. It seemed like they were hyping it up more. And I don't know if something happened or whatever, where all of a sudden they were just like, "Oh, she has a match on Collision. She's back."
I think it was a Collision thing where it's like she returned on Collision.
She did for sure. But like I'm saying, like I I don't know. I don't know why they didn't. I feel like for a while it was like, ooh, her return. And then my guess is they didn't have anything for her when she was healthy and like, well, we want you back on TV. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something that happened with her that prevented that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. But scrolling. We got some more Adam Cole stuff. We got a solid promo. I guess each week I'm getting more used to Undisputed Kingdom. Still not in love with the 4 men. Right. To be honest, I love Roderick. I was never like, I did kind of admittedly miss like the Undisputed Era train for the most part, but I've loved Roderick Strong. Mm-hmm. He, even before the reveal, being Adam's right-hand man. This is cool. And with that, Roderick Strong beat bounty hunter Brian Keith, who I was pretty unfamiliar with. I saw him a couple weeks ago. Yep. He's really sick. I don't know if he got the All Elite graphic yet, but really sick showing from him. Could be coming. I don't know. Blah. This is probably leading to Roderick Strong targeting OC for that international title. That was kind of part of Adam Cole's plan. In the promo, he's hyping everyone up and like blah, blah, blah.
I feel like we're definitely going to see at some point all 4 members or all of them holding gold.
I guess, right?
I feel like that's inevitable.
It's a 50-50 shot.
Not saying it's going to happen like very soon or anything like that, but I definitely think
it's a 50-50 shot whether they're going to pull the trigger on the faction or not. I don't know how much they believe in the faction. Let's be real.
And also, like, we have like a million belts. Like, they have the ROH Tag Team Championships. Like, we don't have to really. Yeah. There's not much weight there, but I can see it happening at some point.
I would honestly not mind, because I love Orange Cassidy, but like, I wouldn't mind Roderick Strong beating him.
If you really want to sell the shit out of this story and stuff like that, that might be what you have to do.
Roddy beat him.
Yeah.
Sting and Darby defeat Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs in another fun match. I mean, this is just another one where it's like Sting, holy shit, and Ric Flair's fucking in there. But this was cool. What was it? Sting hit a crazy Scorpion Death Drop like on top of this fucking thing, through some tables. He's going out with a fucking bang.
Yes, he is.
He's
getting it out of his system.
And also I love seeing Takeshita every time I can see him. But let's see, blah, blah, blah. I think, did that end the match? I forget. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Afterward, boom. We got Darby, we got Sting, we got Ric Flair. Tony Schiavone's like, everyone catch your breath. Sting, we're gonna announce who are you choosing on March 3rd to face for your last match at Revolution. Everyone's crossing their fingers. It's not going to be Rick. He's standing right there. Everyone's hoping for Darby. Boom. Young Bucks music hits. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm. They look good. They got a couple stashes we talked about earlier. Yep. Mustaches look good, which I disagree with this Bleacher Report writing. It says now sporting eye roll worthy mustaches, which I think they look like unironically. I think they look pretty sharp.
Pull up a different website. Sharp. We're done with Bleacher Report.
I don't know. So it looks like, which I don't know. I don't know what to think. It looks like it's assuming Bucks versus Sting and Darby Allin at Revolution for Sting's final match. I think we all expect it to be a singles match.
Yeah.
Which I think it's fine that it's not, if you look at it in the sense of like Sting forever in AEW hasn't been a single star. He's been a tag team wrestler. Right. He's been with Darby. My choice would have been Sting versus Darby. Realistically, would that have worked? I think there's a reason Sting has been in tag team matches where he's still unbelievable. But can he really?
Yeah. See, it's
interesting.
Is it
the Bucks is wild?
Is it underwhelming? I do think it is underwhelming. But like the Bucks are great. I'm not saying like they're bad opponents or whatever. It's just I was expecting a singles match. Darby Sting, I know it's 2 months away.
I think it could have worked.
I still think it didn't have to be someone turning on the other. It just could have been a
handshake,
student versus teacher thing. That's all it had to be. At the same time, how I look at it is Sting, I would assume he had at least a pretty strong say in who he was going to face.
Oh, I'd
so
imagine,
if he wanted to face the Bucks, all power to him.
Sure.
Like you said, maybe a tag team match is the best way to go out because maybe he doesn't want to have a singles, and hell, maybe he doesn't look that good and people are going to remember that as being his last match. I don't want that to happen. So if it's a tag team match and that's the way you protect yourself, everyone looks good, so be it. It's his last match. If that's what he wants, that's what he wants. Yeah, I mean, I do think it does sting. It does suck that we aren't going to get... It
does sting.
It does sting that we're not going to get Darby versus Sting. But
I think at the end of the day, this makes sense.
At the end of the day, you can still do the passing of the torch without having the match thing. Like you can make it work.
Yeah,
so.
and like it's again, it's kind of just like he's been with Darby the whole time, especially in AEW. Might as well go out with Darby. Like you said, you can do a pass the torch to your tag team partner. Doesn't necessarily have to be a match.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it'll be good. I'm sure.
I think it'll be good too.
And it's definitely it seems like the Bucks are gonna work heels here. So I think there's gonna be, especially give them some promos. I think it's gonna be some solid from the Bucks. A lot of just like, old man, we're gonna retire you and blah blah. So I think this is solid.
Yeah.
But I understand people's like, oh, okay, but
that's how wrestling is.
What are you gonna do?
So
with that said, that's just about the week.
That's a podcast.
Unless we had anything else.
Did we miss anything?
No, I just checked. I just checked some news.
This is kind of breaking news.
So
apparently, McDonald's is bringing back the double Big Mac.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's what it looks like.
Oh, so it's 4 patties.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So me and Kevin sent this to each other this morning. Like he sent it to me, and then I sent it to him, not seeing that he sent it to me. So big news.
When's that dropping?
January 24th.
Mark your calendars.
Mark your calendars. Put
Mark
it
your
on.
calendars.
Yep,
if you made it this far, double Big Mac.
Double Big Mac.
Big Mac time. But thank you for listening. Again, I want to remind everyone, we got some merch linked in description. If you're listening to this audio-wise, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, leave us a rating. Leave us a review. We appreciate it. Subscribe. Leave your comments. Everything. We really, really appreciate it.
Yep.
And we will see you. Somebody, I think I'm forgetting something, but I don't know.
Are you? No, I don't think you are.
Follow us on everything.
Follow
you get
us.
it. Blah, blah, blah. All right. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And like R
Peace.
Truth said, live, laugh, love.